All right, in this mini movement series, we're going to be getting into our hamstrings, we're going to be getting into our hips, and we're getting into our back a little bit. You don't need any equipment for this. The entire sequence is going to be 15 minutes or less, and I'm going to give you a 5-minute marker if you only have 5 minutes to move. So we're going to start with some hamstring stretches, which means that we're going to try and touch our toes. When you do this, it's much more important that you hinge from the hips and that you try and bring your chest closer to your thighs than it is that you reach your toes. So inhale, we're going to go up. Exhale, bring your belly closer to your thighs. If you can touch your toes, that's great. If not, that's fine. Inhale up. Exhale, belly closer to thighs. Now, if you're rounding your back, just trying to get your hands lower, you're not going to feel the stretch here. So flat back, belly closer to thighs. Inhale up. We're going to do another 3, 2, 1. Big inhale. Now we're going to strengthen our hamstrings with some good mornings. So again, we're going to hinge our hands back and our knees are going to stay above our ankles. We're going to do this for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Inhale up, and now we're going to come down into a plank pose. So in your plank pose here, you're working on your core stability. So you want a straight line from your heels through your hips, through the top of your head. And we're going to hold here for 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold through the 1. Go ahead and bring your knees down. This is our tabletop position, so our knees should be under our hips and our hands should be under our shoulders. And we're going to start with a shoulder stretch. So go ahead and take your right hand out, and then we're going to thread the needle where we bring our right arm underneath our left arm, and we bring our right shoulder onto the ground and just push into the top of that shoulder a little bit so you can feel a stretch in your upper back. Put that right arm back down. Do the same thing on the other side, on the left side. So now our left shoulder is coming down. Okay, now we're going to do some cat-cow positions. This is going to both loosen and strengthen our lower backs. So when we inhale, we're going to bring our chest forward and we're going to look up. And when we exhale, we're going to round our spine and we're going to look at our belly buttons. So we're going to do a total of 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And as you come back to a neutral spine, bring it back into a plank position. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees back down. Now we're going to do some glute work. And again, glute work is really important for anybody who's sitting a lot, who needs more stable hips, or is riding their bike a lot, because we want to make sure that we get that side-to-side motion just as much as we get that back and forth motion. So we're going to do some clamshells on the ground. So now I'm going to face the camera just so you can see what is going on with my hips. We're going to bring this up and place it back down. Now I start on my right side. It doesn't matter which side you start on because we're going to do both. So first we're just bringing our knee. It's going to stay in the same plane. So that's 5, 4. Get it up as high as you can. 3, 2. And you want to make sure that your knee is staying on track with your other knee. Last one. Now we're going to bring our knee up so it's just as high as our hip, and we're going to kick up. So imagine if there was like a plate of spaghetti on top of your heel, and you just want to raise it up closer to the ceiling. So it's 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and put that leg back down, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knee in line with your hip, and then press your heel up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put both heels back, and we're going to hold another plank for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put your knees down, bring your your hips closer to your heels, and we're gonna come into our child's pose. Stretch out our chest, stretch our shoulders a little bit. Bring it back into your tabletop position. Again, first side, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee up to your hip height and raise that heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot down. Another plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your heels down. And our last set of our clamshells. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put that leg down. Bring your hips on top of your heels. Go ahead and stretch it onto your child's pose. This is your 5-minute mark if you only have 5 minutes. If you have a couple more minutes, we're going to keep going. Okay, so we're going to go back up to standing, and now we're going to get our heart rate up a little bit. We're going to start with some high knees. Are you going to feel goofy doing this? Yes. Is it going to get your heart rate going? Also yes. So high knees are just where you bring your knees up high. So we're going to do this for a total of 15, and I always like to count when just like starting on one hand, right? So it's 1, 1 to make sure that we get both legs going. And this has already been 5, so we're just going to do 10 more. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands behind the head. We're going to come into our squats now. Your knees are going to go over your toes. This is a little bit more for the front of your legs. And we're going to do 15. So that's 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to some high knees. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to squats. Now, if you don't want to do the high knees that fast, just slow down a little bit. That's totally fine. This is number 13 for the squats. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final round of high knees. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now with the squats, remember you want your feet to be about hip width. Slightly wider is okay, but not too much wider. And then straight forward is going to really work the front of your calves, quads. And then a little bit at an angle like I have them is going to get a little bit more into your hips, which is really good if you need to add some lateral movement, if you need to strengthen the muscles around your IT band. So we have another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big stretch, and now we're going to come down onto our bellies, onto our backs. We're going to come down onto our backs. And Big stretch. Now, for our core work, after the planks, we're going to do some V-sits. So we're going to bring our hands closer to our heels and then come back out. If that's a little bit too challenging, go ahead and use your elbows and you can just bring your legs in and out. And if that's really challenging, you can just do one leg at a time. So we're going to do 5 of these total. 4, 3, 2, 1. Put your heels down on the ground. You want to be able to touch them with the edge of your fingertips. So if you're a little far away, just scoot your butt a little bit closer. And we're going to do some hip bridges. We're going to start off with our heels on the ground and our toes light. And we're going to push up through our hips. And this is going to help stabilize our glutes a little bit and get into the back of our legs. So we're going to do 15 here, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay in this position, but now shift onto your toes so that your heels are a little bit off of the floor. This is going to utilize your calves a little bit more, and we're just going to push up again for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do 5 more V-sits. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you can touch your heels with your toes. Lift your toes up off the ground. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transfer onto your toes. So now your heels are up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put your legs down. Last 5 V-sits. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set of bridges. Be able to touch your heels with your fingertips. Lift your toes up just a little bit for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now get your toes on the ground, lift your heels up a little bit for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big stretch. This time, just take your right knee, bring it as close to your right armpit as you can get it. You might be here if your hip flexors are really tight, if your hips are a little bit looser, and you can get this all the way into your shoulder, that's great. Roll out your ankle, and then take your left hand on top of your right knee, and then see if you can get this right knee to touch the other side of the floor, and just do a gentle spinal twist. And then look over your right shoulder Now, you might be pretty tight. Your knee might not come all the way to the floor. If it does, you might find that your shoulder really comes up. That's totally fine. This is just going to be a gentle twist, so wherever you are, just enjoy that. Bring that right knee back up towards your right armpit. Let that go. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Left knee towards left armpit. Roll out the ankle. Take your right hand on your left knee. Bring it over to the other side of your body. And go ahead and look over your left shoulder. And again, maybe this is you, maybe nothing's touching the floor. But as you work on this and you get a little bit more movement in your spine, this is something that really helps release stress and helps with digestion. So if you're somebody who's lucky enough to work from home and you want to do a couple of spinal twists during the day, it'll be really refreshing in between meetings or after lunch. That's your sequence for today. Go have a great rest of your day.